Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. So today we are here with week 2 on the Rebuild Your Stash challenge over on the Facebook page Crafty Manipulators. So this is just exactly what it says. You want to rebuild your stash with simple embellishments that you can just quickly grab and go and customize them to whatever you're using. I'm really into this gold foil paper right now. I got it from my goals. So I just love it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make your own rosette. You do need some foam dots. I just used the ones from Dollar Tree. They come on little sheets like this. You can use whatever foam dots from wherever. These are just nice because they're the perfect size. You also need a sheet of cardstock, or in my case foil paper, which measures 1 inch by 11. You can do these pretty much any size. You just have to, manipulate them a little bit more. I went ahead for time's sake and I went ahead and I already scored them. So you want to score them at every 1/4 of an inch. So like 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4, 1 inch, so on and so forth. So how I like to do mine is your ends are not always going to match perfectly to make a nice mountain valley. I like to attach mine. Let's see if I can show you on camera. I attach quite a few of them together. In this case it's just, this case I can just do one valley. So I'm going to put this valley inside of this valley, so that way we have a continuous circle. My glue of choice right now is hot glue. You can use score tape, you can use art glitter glue. I just have my hot glue gun on because I like to use my hot glue gun to actually make the circle part. But this part here, like if you're doing these like at work or like on your lunch break or something, you can use score tape so that way you don't have to have your hot glue gun, and you can just assembly line them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other one as well, and I just kind of match them just to see how it's going to best look. Like this one I didn't measure nicely, or I didn't cut nicely or something, but they don't line up exactly, so I'm just going to add another valley in there just so they line up perfectly, because I don't want it to look weird. You just want it to look seamless. So I'm just going to add two valleys on this one. So all I did was just put hot glue on it, and I'm just going to bring it in. So it's going to make the diameter of my circle a little bit smaller, but that's okay because it will be prettier. Okay, so just lined them up. The first time I did not. I just dropped it because I had hot glue on my fingers. So this one, even though they're both cut at 1 inch by 11, this one's going to be just ever so slightly smaller. And if you didn't get the glue all the way to the edge, obviously just add more glue. This is where like the score tape is easier, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm just pulling all the glue strands. Okay, so see how it's just one continuous circle. In this one, it's a little bit longer, so I'm just going to cut it. It doesn't hurt it. Nobody but you is going to know. So see, I just cut that little overhang. So now this one's like short, but it's the inside. Okay, and how I do mine, before I put the glue down, I just kind of train it, and I just smash it in. So I recommend using a silicone mat. If you use your X-Acto board, the hot glue sticks to it and it's going to rip your board a little bit, the vinyl of your board. It did mine on the back. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and pull this in. So some of them like to be difficult and some of them will just smash right in. It just depends on how well you varnish your your folds. The better the varnish, then the easier it smashes. Okay. Cardstock is a little bit easier than foil paper. Foil paper is not forgiving whatsoever. You can see every blip and mistake. Cardstock you can't. Okay. So now my paper is trained, and I'm just gonna put a glob of glue down if I can find another glue stick. Here we are. Okay. So just a glob. Re-smash that. And I just kind of slide it over and lift up and put it right on top. I do let some come out the top and just hold it while it dries. Obviously, the bigger the blob of glue, the longer it's going to take to dry. Usually I have like my little spatula thing or a bone folder, and you can just smash that little piece in, and it just gives it a little extra sturdiness. I just kind of fluff it around. Okay. And sometimes it works, and as you can see, sometimes it doesn't, depending on how hot your glue gun is. So just add some glue to the center. I didn't let that one quite dry long enough, I don't think. So just gonna let it dry just for a second. Now this one I'm not going to touch the top because it is a, well, it's fine. Okay, so that's all. I just had way too much and I didn't want it to smear out, so I just took some out, and then I'm just going to hold it in the center just to make sure that it's all done. Just be careful with that. You don't burn yourself, obviously. Don't be reckless. Okay, so we're just gonna let that one just be for a minute, and it's just good. Okay, so my silicone mat that lifts up quite nicely, just very quick like that. I am just gonna put the glue dot right over. You can add extra hot glue if you want to that. Sometimes the foil paper you have to because it's a little bit trickier to work with, but there you go. Okay, same thing. I'm just going to let that cool a little bit, train my paper. As you can see there, I flipped it over because sometimes it's easier on one side than the other. See, that one went straight away. I'm just trying to let that dry just a little bit before I pop it on. You can leave this big old bead of glue if you want, and you can actually use your alcohol markers and color it and make it look like a pearl. So we'll just let it be for a second. There we go. Okay. I didn't want to touch it with the bare finger. So, alright. Oh, glad I moved my fingers. So I have this new glue gun, and it's a stand, and I love it. It stands up by itself, and it has a precision tip, but as you can see, it drips, and I just almost got hot glue drip on my finger, so that would have been bad. Okay, so I'm putting my foam dot down like so. Okay, let's talk about packaging. So you can package, 4 of them up in a nice package. This size is a little bit bigger, so you can't do it in a 4x6. I found this 4x6 piece of scrap in my scrap box, and as you can see, you can only fit 2, which is really, it's still a nice gift or 2. If you do any smaller ones, these ones I printed from my Cameo, and then you just do the same thing. You accordion fold them and then smash them down the same exact way. So you could always do a little presentation like a big and a small, like so. But for me, I always need goodies. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and add these massive, ginormous paper clips to the back. Or maybe I won't add the big ones because this one's not big enough. It's kind of small. So you can add big paper clips. You can add clothespins. I think I'm going to do clothespins instead. And then you can just decorate the front how you see fit. You can always paint your clothespins if you want. In this case, I'm just going to add some washi tape to it. And all I did was put the washi tape down. And I'm just going to cut it to size. And because it's washi tape and washi tape likes to peel, I'm going to add score tape. You can add score tape, you can add hot glue. Hot glue just sometimes makes it bulky, and hot glue is easy to peel. So if I can find my score tape, I will add score tape. On there. Okay, so I'm just adding some score tape to the washi, because you know washi is kind of removable. And this just adds a little extra element to it. I mean, it still looks cute without the added washi, but why not? If you have it, add it. Okay. So there you go. And you can, you know, cover the whole, and since you can cover the whole paper clip or just part of it, but I like to cover the whole paper clip, and then go from there. So because I am going to add it to a paper clip, what I want to do is cover this white, or else it's going to look like this, and I don't like the look of that. So you can add another piece of the foil paper if you want, just right on top of it, which I think I'm going to do. You can, you know, kind of make it obvious and put it in a flower shape, which that's what I'm going to do. Or you can try to hide it with a circle. I need the bigger flower. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and hide that dot, and we're just going to hot glue this whole paper clip on top. So that way peeking out is just gold and not the glue dot or the pop dot. Obviously I would decorate the front with something before I gave it as a gift. So that way now you have two embellishments on the packaging. Okay, as I was looking on my desk for things you could put in the center, I found this gorgeous piece of red paper, which reminded me of like a Christmas red. And I figured, you know, craft shows are coming up, Christmas is coming up, so I figured we'll do some packaging for, you know, Christmas. So we went ahead and put our washi tape on the back. So some of them I did washi tape, and some of them I did the gold foil because I ran out of washi tape. And I didn't feel like getting up to get the other one. So it doesn't matter, you can put the gold foil paper or not. And then I decided to add just a simple bow to the middle. So it's just a simple punchboard, envelope punchboard bow. I had some pre-made. They were in my stash. So this is a twofer. And I just glued it on. Just, you know, be mindful of where your clip is. So that way your bow is, you know, the right direction. So you can still add to these. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. I was going to put them on black, and that makes a very classy look on the black. But I think the red is just spectacular for Christmas. So you can line them up. They're going to overlap. They may or may not fit. Actually, I think I'm going to have to turn them this way to fit in the envelope, because my envelope is not very giving. So just turn them sideways. And just look how beautiful that is. You don't even need a topper. I am going to add some tiny glue dots. You can use repositional glue dots. Or just use the smallest glue dot you can find, so that way it doesn't interrupt anything on here. Okay, so I'm just going to use the tiny little glue dots. Because you don't want to damage your paper. The paper on the back of the clothespin, nor, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you damage the backing paper, but I reuse the backing papers. Okay. The ones on washi are going to be a little bit harder to get that glue. And you don't need the, you know, we're not using the glue dot to keep it permanent. You just need that little tiny chunk of glue to, just to hold it on to the card. Okay, let me just make sure. And then it's okay if your rosette has to overlap. It's still going to be beautiful, I think, anyway. I mean, you can measure it all out and, you know, make it even, but I'm just eyeballing it. However it fits on the paper, that's how it fits on the paper. There we go. Perfect. And then we're just going to stick it in the bag. So that is super simple. You now have these as a last minute goodie. You forgot that you had to add a goodie, you know, into a gift, or, you know, or you can use them for yourself. So mine's not going to fit in that bag. So I'm going to have to use the bigger bag, which is the next size up, which is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or whatever they are. But that's what I have to put mine in, because they're just a little bit too bulky. And like I said, my bags are not, they're not pliable. So that's fine. Just get the bigger bag and stick it in there. All right, and then that's all you have to do to package them, and then they come out nicely. So there they are, all packaged up, ready to go. They look beautiful. You can add a little Christmas sticker in the middle if you wanted to, if you were going for the Christmas theme. Or something like, I think that's a spider. Okay. So this little gnat thing just scared me. I thought it was a spider. But anyway, so this is how they are all packaged up. Like I said, you can add a sticker if you want. You can add, maybe if you're going to sell these at a craft fair, you can clip on some jingle bells or something like that. But there you go. There are your rosettes. Super simple. Again, you can do these ones from the Cameo. Same technique, they're just done for you. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out this event on the Crafty Manipulator page, and check out the other people who are participating in this collaboration, and have a great night.